Hey, how's it going, man? How are you doing today?
Pretty well, and you?
Doing good, man. I got to hear you're doing well. Where are you from?
From Puerto Rico right now.
Okay, cool, man. So let me ask you something. What do you think about animal abuse?
I'm actually seeing it right now, right there across right there. That guy with the snakes. I think that's animal abuse, right there. I think that it's something really common right now in every aspect, in every place of the world. I think it's just not hitting animals. It's making them work long hours in the sun, every stuff like that. Like, I think it's something that people don't see because they think it's just, I don't know, it's like a step for them to do something good when they're just damaging the goods that we have. And that's why the ecosystems are just dying, everything because of animal abuse. We don't have animals anymore. Las cotorras puertorriqueñas are dying. Los manatí, like whales. We don't have the rhinos. The white rhino just got extinct. Like those type of animal abuses are damaging our world every single day, and us common people, we don't notice. We don't notice it because we don't see it in social media, but it really does happen.
I got to hear that, man. Sounds like you're against animal abuse, then, right?
Yeah, I really am. Yeah.
Awesome, man. So, what do you think? You would you think it's abuse to, like, example, that little dog over there? If I were to stab it and kill it and eat it, would you say that's wrong? That's unethical?
Yeah, I would say that's unethical. Yeah.
What about eating animals? Do you personally eat animals?
Yes, I do. I do eat animals.
Do you see any ethical issue with that? Do you think that's wrong?
It's like, yeah, I think it's wrong to kill animals. It's like it's wrong to kill trees, but and it's like a guilty pleasure, I guess. But I say that honestly, there's like no right way to say this, but I think that if we produce them as much as we eat them, I guess like maybe the it won't be that much damage. But yeah, it's animal abuse, I would say. Yeah.
So you think it is animal abuse, but it's not wrong enough for you to stop doing it. You think it's fine that you do it. You're not like a bad person for doing that. You think for supporting that. I mean, for buying, giving your money to industries that breed and holocaust animals for food.
I'd say in some part, yeah, it's wrong, and yeah, I think yeah.
Because, for example, if we were doing that same thing to humans, if we were like breeding a group of humans and slaughtering them on a mass scale for food, would you see that as wrong enough to not support it? Like, see it as a moral obligation to not give your money to that industry?
Obviously, yeah, it would be really wrong. Yeah.
Okay, but you currently give your money to the animal holocaust. Like, so my question is, do you see a difference between like doing that to humans and doing that to animals that would like make it more justified to do it to animals, or would you say it's like wrong in both cases and we shouldn't support that?
I would say it's actually the same. Now that you mention it like that, you put it in that point of view. Yeah, it is the same because we are both humans. We are animals. They have emotions. We have emotions. They're God's children as well. So yeah, it is abuse. Yeah.
Awesome, man.
Have a nice day.
Sounds like you have vegan values, bro. So have you heard about veganism?
I've tried to be vegetarian.
Okay.
But
You know that vegetarians still like contribute to animal abuse. Like, I don't know if you know about the dairy industry, the egg industry is like horrible as well. Like those factory farms that slaughter like baby males and enslave the females for milk. They throw the baby males, the chicks on a blender because they're useless for the industries. Like, why support that? Vegans don't support any of that, and encompasses much more than diet. It's like a moral philosophy. So we're against animal cruelty in more ways than just diets. Like, we don't wear animals, like that. We wouldn't support animal exploitation for like entertainment and stuff like that. So how would you define veganism if you know about it?
I would say people who are vegan are people who try to end this Holocaust by try to eat plants and kill as less animals as possible. And now that you put it in that perspective, yeah, like it is. It's slavery for them. Only that they can't defend themselves like we can.
It doesn't really matter if they're from another species. Slavery is still slavery.
Yeah.
Yeah. So now that you see it that way and you have reflected a little bit on your own values, would you say that going vegan is the right choice? Do you see like a moral obligation to go vegan?
I would really have to think about it, because when you think about how animals suffer, then yes. But also, my whole life I've been eating meat, so it would be a really big step for me. I've thought about it, but also I think about other stuff like I'm an athlete, and like most it's being a vegetarian or vegan. It's kind of like hard because it's really limited the food you can eat, I guess. So it would be like a really big step. But yeah, I've thought about it.
Okay, so would you have that same attitude in the human context? Like, let's say you were raised in a culture where people committed cannibalism, you were eating humans, but there was an option to stop doing that and go vegan. Would you have that same attitude where, well, that's a big step, I'll think about it, I'll keep supporting it right now, but it's something I'll consider, or would you just stop overnight to supporting the human Holocaust?
If you think about what you just said, that let's say I've been my whole life doing cannibalism, right? Like I would be used to that, right? So it would almost be as my perspective right now. So yes, it would be like a big step, entre comillas, like in between, parentheses,
Quote unquote, yeah.
quote unquote, yeah. But yeah, I think I would be up for it. I would think about it, and yeah, like I've been thinking it recently because I know it's a pretty bad thing out there, and I've seen videos recently of animals just being abused. I see the animals crying, and all that stuff, and it's sometimes it's really sad, man.
Yeah, man. Like glad to hear that you are against animal cruelty. But you mentioned something about being an athlete. Like, would your worry be? What do you think the obstacle is? Why not be vegan as an athlete? What would you think you would be missing from your in your diet if you stopped eating animals and animal products?
Well, first of all, I would like to say that I'm not the most expert guy on this. I don't know every single but if something I know that eating meat is a good thing for your muscles and your protein, and all that stuff. So I don't know if I stop eating meat that it will detriment my performance. So that's the thing.
Yeah, but what if I told you it won't? Like have you heard about the Academy of Nutrition and Dietetics? That's the largest group of experts in nutrition and diet and of nutritionists and dietitians in the world, and they came to the conclusion, according to all the available evidence, they released a peer-reviewed statement saying that plant-based diets are nutritionally adequate throughout all stages of the life cycle. It doesn't matter if you're a pregnant woman, you're a child, or even an athlete. You're consuming enough calories, you'll be fine. And they just recommend everybody should supplement with B12, but especially vegans. There's no natural sources in plants of B12, but you can just take a supplement instead of murdering an animal, and you'll be fine. There's a bunch of vegan athletes that you can watch, like documentaries like Game Changers. Like there's bodybuilders, all sorts of athletes that are vegan. So if that was the case, if you found out that you could be vegan and meet all your nutritional requirements, would you now see it as something? Yeah, you should do. Like there's no other excuse.
If it is really true, I would say I could, because
Not if you could, but if would you like would you see it as morally obligatory to do it?
I would say like half and half. Yes and no. Yes, because if it really doesn't detriment my performance, then why not? But if it's not the case, well, then I would, like keep eating meat.
Oh, you would keep eating meat. So the fact is that you can be vegan. So that's not the problem. But you would say it would still be justified somehow if you needed something from meat. Like what do you mean need? Like because I've been vegan for 7 years. There's people that go vegan all the time. It's actually the longest living population that you have. There's longitudinal studies of vegans and vegetarians, like the Adventist cohort story. Those people. Have the less risk of all cause mortality. They live longer than most people, so it's actually pretty healthy for you. Like the Academy of Nutrition and Dietetics also concluded that plant-based diets reduce your risk of deadly diseases like certain types of cancers, diabetes, heart disease. Like I don't know if you know about that stuff, but stuff like cholesterol and saturated fat really raise your risk of that stuff. So why support animal abuse if you could just go vegan? You could just eat something else.
Wow. I don't think there's not a way to put it, man. It's not. I would think that it would actually be nice to support all that, and it wouldn't be as hard to become vegan,
What makes you think it's hard?
cause I've been eating meat my whole life, and it's like, and it's like I wouldn't say an addiction, man. It's more of like a habit. You know, like meat gets you fuller and all that stuff, and but I would say that's the part that's a little bit difficult. The smell, because I like the smell of meat and all that stuff. But apart from it,
Same here, man. Like, I don't think many vegans claim to not like meat. We just ask, is it justified? Is it moral to do that to animals? And if you're against animal cruelty, why support that if you can just eat something else? And there's meat alternatives now. There's stuff that tastes exactly like meat nowadays. So why pay for a Holocaust if there's a way around it?
you know, it's
Any other like justification that
it
you can
would
think
be
of?
no. I think there's no justification. I think there would be a good alternative. Yeah.
Yeah, a good alternative or the alternative, like the moral obligation. Like, would you see it as morally obligatory?
Honestly, I wouldn't see it as moral obligation because if you inform people well about all the good things that being vegan has, a lot of people would actually contribute to that. And because of their health and all that stuff, like they would say, okay, it's actually a really nice choice, and plus I'm helping animals, so I would say, yeah.
So you do see it as a moral obligation?
Well, then, yeah.
Awesome, man. So let me ask you this. So next time you go buy something to eat, are you gonna choose the vegan option, or are you gonna choose to torment animals and abuse them?
I'm gonna start with the vegetarian option and then go forward. Now,
So you would still torment animals and abuse them. Why would you start with the vegetarian option if you still contribute to animal abuse? There's like alternatives to dairy too and eggs. So why still support abuse if there's the non-abuse option? You wouldn't like presumably you if you were doing this to humans, you wouldn't say, I'm gonna start with the vegetarian human option, which means I'm gonna support raping women and like
that's okay. Because I think it's way too big of a step, man. And I know it sounds bad. It's sometimes the way I was raised, and it's like for a person who does drugs to stop doing them immediately. Like it's gonna be really hard. It's possible, and it's good for you, but like it's hard, man. It's hard.
Yeah, I would agree with you. Like we because we're raised this way, we're used to it. We're probably addicted to some of this stuff. But the right thing to do would be to go vegan. Like in the human context, would you see it that way as well, where you would if you were currently eating humans and human products, you would say, I'm gonna start with the vegetarian option.
I would start with the vegan option right away. If it was
So,
humans,
so what makes you what's true of animals that if it was true of humans would make you have that same attitude? Like, what's the morally significant difference between us and animals that would justify you to take it slow and go vegetarian with animals, but not take it slow with humans?
I would say there's actually no justification in morals and between the animals and the humans. It's honestly the same.
Yeah, because some people give answers like, because animals are less intelligent or something like that, but there's humans that are not as intelligent. It's mentally disabled humans. It wouldn't be okay to Holocaust mentally disabled humans, right? So, yeah, if there's actually no difference that you can point to, why do it? Sounds like you have vegan values. There's no justification.
There is no justification. I would say it's a really nice and like honest way to go in life. And yeah, I would agree that going vegan is actually a really nice option, a really good option for people. It's now that you mention it, yeah, it's healthier and all that stuff. So yeah.
Yeah, and not only nice, because veganism is just a moral philosophy that means that we should expand our circle of moral consideration to include animals, because as you said, animals are also sentient. They value their own lives. They suffer. They experience well-being. So vegans just say that if we already agree on this idea of universal human rights, that we shouldn't be racist and kill people according to race, we shouldn't be sexist. Why be speciesist? Like, why not include animals in our in-group and extend like basic rights to them to not be enslaved, exploited, murdered? Seems like you agree that we should. So it starts with you, man. Like all these industries currently exist because people like you give your money to them. Like if you're one less person contributing to that, we're gonna be a step closer to a vegan world. Would you agree with that?
Yeah. If one by one people agree or like come together, yeah, it would be possible to start becoming vegan. And I think how the world is going down right now, at some point people are going to start to choose this way of life because we're actually killing all the animals in the world, all the animals that give us that meat, right? They're actually getting massacred, and how the world is getting the pollution. I think at one point the whole world is gonna have to just agree to come to a better way and to save the world. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with you, man. Like, I think the future is vegan, not only for ethical reasons, but also environmental reasons. Like,
Yeah.
animal agriculture is like horrible for the environment and stuff like that. It like causes pandemics and all sorts of stuff. But like, even if, as like hypothetically, the world never went vegan. Like, let's say everybody kept doing something horrible and wrong. Why not at least you not contribute to that? Like, if everybody else is doing something horrible, let's say everybody else is like raping kids, it was part of the culture to rape kids. Would you do that because everybody else is doing it, or would you personally, you know what, I'm against that. I won't do it. That's the vegan thing.
Yeah. Then yeah.
Yeah, man. So, I'm glad, man. I hope you reflect on this conversation and you
It
actually.
actually made me reflect a lot. Like think about it, cause yeah, you made me think that since you like put it in that way and just step by step, like yeah.
Yeah, basically.
It's shocking. Yeah.
Basically, like Socratically, what we do is we show people there's no logical basis for supporting a Holocaust. And if you have vegan values, which you personally, I think you do, then the logical conclusion of that is to be vegan, man. And that's awesome that you reflected so quickly on your values. You never had a in-depth conversation about this? Like, you never met vegans or anything like that?
My best friend, he's a vegan, and I've had this conversation with him, and that's why I've been thinking about it, because I've had this conversation. He said about all the good stuff of being vegan, and yeah, we've had this conversation plenty of times. So that's why I think I can talk to you like this, because I've already thought about it. So yeah.
That's awesome, man. Like, I'm glad to meet good people here, and yeah, man. I hope you actually go vegan. You agree it's the right thing. It's wrong to Holocaust innocent beings, and nice meeting you, dude.
Nice. Have a nice day.
You too, man.